Hello, Ederson Oliveira here. This is the DNN tip of the week, and today we'll be talking about password security in DNN. Do you know that there are 3 different ways that DNN can potentially store your passwords? Actually, this video was inspired by a support request that we got from a client just last week. He was getting some warnings on their server, on their Windows log, and it was about the fact that passwords were not secure on his website. And we came to realize those 3 different ways of storing passwords in DNN, and one is way more secure than the other ones. And this is what we'll be talking about in this video. I hope that with this video, you'll be able to secure your DNN website a little bit better. But before I talk to you about the DNN tip of the week, let me talk about Open Friday. Open Friday was an idea that I had the other day. I like connecting with people that may need help with DNN, may have a question, or may have, need some suggestions, some recommendations about things and what to do and how to do things, and may need something a little bit quicker than a forum post or a Facebook exchange of messages. So I've opened a Slack channel, URL, and we can connect there. And I have opened for the next 4 Fridays. I'll be there available from 10 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon. That's Eastern time. And the dates are Friday 17th, 24th, 31st, that's August, and September the 7th. So again, from 10 to 2 Eastern time. I'll be there to answer your questions, to actually help you hands-on. Maybe you have an upgrade that went wrong and you need some help. Maybe you need some suggestions, some recommendations from someone that has worked in the field for a little while. It's open, it's free, there's no catch. I'm not trying to get anything out of you. I'm just trying to connect, to help, to lend a helping hand. Connect with me, go to deskpaul.com/open, put your name, first name, last name, and email address. With that, I'll be able to create an account for you with that on that Slack and send you an invitation, okay? So I hope we are able to connect, and I hope that I can provide a helping hand to you with DNN. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna check whether or not your DNN site is already using a hashed format for the passwords or an encrypted one. So one of the ways that you can check that is by logging to your DNN site, and here is a DNN 921 site, and you can go to Settings, Security, and go to Security Analyzer tab. If you scroll down, you're gonna see an option that says a setting, a check that says check password format setting. Failed. It has failed because the setting is set to encrypted, not to hashed. By the way, out of the box, DNN 9, DNN 8, and later versions of DNN 7, they will come with this setting set to hashed already. However, I simulated here this to be an encrypted one. I've changed that myself manually just so I can show you that this would fail. So this is the first place that you can check. You can also check on the webconfig file directly. If you look for password format on the webconfig, you're gonna see that there is a comment here that says that password format can be set to clear, which you never want to do that, hashed, which is what you want to do, and or encrypted, which might be there, and we may want to change that to make it more secure. So as you can see here, password format is set to encrypted, which is not very secure. That's why you get that warning. Now, depending on your situation, maybe you don't have many users on the site, or maybe you have many users on the site, hundreds of users. It will really depend on your circumstances. But in general, you may want to use a module like this, DNN Smart User Manager. Once you install this module, you can export all your users with their passwords if the passwords are current set to encrypted, so you can export them in case you want to reset their passwords to the same ones after you do what I'm about to suggest that you do. So again, you may want to install this module and export your users before making this change to make sure that you have their passwords. Now, what we can do is we can go back to our web config and we can make two changes here. The first one is we're gonna replace encrypted by hashed. So we're gonna copy hashed here, replace here, and also we're gonna change where it says enable password retrieval to false. If you keep it true, the site will break. I'm just gonna give an example here. I'm gonna save this without setting this to false. Here is what will happen with the website once I refresh. It says that hashed passwords cannot be retrieved anymore. It's one way only. So you have to set this to false to enable password retrieval to false. Let's save this, refresh the site, and here we have the site running again. Let's see the check there. Password format passed because now it's set to hashed. We no longer have that warning. By the way, the warning, you might see that same warning on your Windows log files as well. And here's an example. Here, this is a client of ours that we have just fixed this for him in this past week. And this is what he was getting on the Windows log on the server that is hosting his website. It's saying that the site is using an unsecured password format. So you may get a warning on your Windows logs. This is just an FYI. Okay, so now you have done this, you may think that it's all done, it's all finished, but it's not. And here is the reason why. Because when you set the password format to hashed, the new users from this point on, their passwords will be hashed. However, the existing passwords that are already stored on the site prior to you changing the setting, they are still in the encrypted format. So if you want to go the extra step to also set the existing users to use the hashed password, the only way that I could figure this out, that I could do this, was via two steps. First, we have to change this directly in the database. So I'm gonna go here to SQL console, and I'm gonna run a select on this table. Select all from ASP.NET _ membership. This is the table that stores the password, the encrypted password, or the hashed password. However, remember that it used to be on this site that we had encrypted passwords. There's a column that says password format. This password format can potentially be one of three values: 0, 1, and 2. 0 means clear password. Most likely you'll never find that here. 1 means hashed, which you just changed to have from encrypted to hashed. And then the third one, which is number 2, which is what we have here, is the encrypted format. So 0 clear, 1 hashed, 2 encrypted. The passwords right now are encrypted. They are not hashed yet because those are existing users. If you want to make their passwords set to hashed, first you're gonna have to update this password format here. I'm gonna just use a quick update. And by the way, whenever updating the database, make sure that you have a backup. Make sure that you take care of that, just in case something goes wrong. So I'm gonna update all users here and set all the password format to 1. So instead of 2, it will be now 1, which means hashed. I'm gonna run the script here. Great. Just in case, because I have run a database script, I'm gonna go to servers and I'm gonna clear cache and restart application as well. Now, here is the problem. When you change the password format from encrypted to hashed, the existing passwords will no longer work because they have been stored as encrypted, but right now we have changed to hashed. So the current users need to reset their passwords. By doing so, their new password will get stored in a hashed format, and they will be able to log in from that point on. Now, to reset the passwords, I can only see 3 potential ways to go about doing that. The first one is for you as a site owner, as a site admin, to reset their passwords under manage users, and then you can go one by one here and just reset their passwords. Just click change password, and then you can change to the existing password that hopefully you have stored as you have exported all users from the website. So you can do that from here. The second one is that you can go to their profile, and then you can click send password reset link. When you click there, this user will get an email with a reset link so they can create a new password. Now, you're gonna have to do this for each and every user that you have. This may or may not work for you because I don't know how many users you have. Maybe you have just a few, or maybe you have a lot. It really depends on your circumstances. The third way is you can potentially send an email blast to all your users using tools like MailChimp or anything else that you might be using. And then you can ask them to reset their passwords. When they try to log back in, they can click on the button reset password. And you can instruct your users to put their username. In our case here, let's make it with host, send a reset link. And what this will do is it will send an email to that user's email, and there will be a reset link over there like this. Here's the reset link. I can copy this, and then when I try to access the site again, I'll be able to reset the password to something else. And then I can click change password. Password has been changed, and now I am logged in automatically after I've reset my password. So after doing all of that, your site is now secure in terms of password protection. I hope that this is not as complicated as I may have portrayed here, but if you have any questions, just reach out and I'll be glad to help. Thank you very much, and bye for now. If you like this DNN tip of the week and don't want to miss out anyone, subscribe.